we shall say. We'll take the end of the anthem, and after that it'll be Eric Peters and Bill McLaren.
And although Murrayfield isn't actually a sellout for this 5th Scotland-Argentina Cup International, there's a huge buzz all round this famous ground as the 45,000 audience settle down for a contest given additional interest by the fact that 8 days ago Argentina did beat Wales 30-16 in Cardiff. Cameron Murray switches wings and Roland Reid gets his first start in a Scottish back division piloted by Gregor Townsend in his 60th Cup International, and with Derek Lee a late replacement for Glenn Metcalfe. Those tight forwards in the same pack as started against Tonga will need to slog hard at the coalface, especially in the scrimmage, and not least the captain for the second time, Tom Smith. Argentina pinned their faith in the 15 who started in the 30-16 win over Wales a week ago. Bags of experience in a back division claiming 245 caps. Philippe Contepomi for goals. Augustin Pichot, world class at the heels of a rugged pack, who'll scrimmage until the cows come home. Lisandro Arbizu, in his 75th international, is captain for the 51st time. The law will be administered by a French referee, Joël Jutke, who played for Colomiers and Cahors and France under-18. The stage is set for only the 4th Scotland-Argentina game to be played here at Murrayfield. Argentina won the last one. Gregor Townsend gets the game started. Conditions not bad at all. There was a bit of rain earlier on, and right away Roland Reid, in his 2nd international, his first start, almost got clear. There he is, this big fellow who played for the South African school, 6'4", 17-12, and got a try with his very first touch in the game just a week or so ago. Gordon Bullock with the first throw-in, which is about 7 or 8 metres inside the Argentine 22. Argentina with Alvarez, big lad, 6'6" at number 2, but missed out completely as Murray takes it, not for the first time, and not for the last time, no doubt. And right away, Nicol feeding out to Townsend. First in the middle, but they're coming in so fast, and the ball going loose, and Pichot gets his kick away. You'd hear the referee calling for the knock-on. So Argentina have an advantage at half-back here because Contepomi and Pichot, both of them play the rugby for Bristol. There's an idea of the pack weights. Scotland actually slightly the heavier. There's a thing. Oh, the Scots got a bit of a screw onto that Argentine scrummage, and well, they did well. Pichot did well to shift the ball away very quickly.
I think Scotland will be very pleased with that first scrum. I think that's really been the talking point of the week, having against Tonga not done particularly well. They really will have worked at that this week.
Scotland using the tail, but the throw just a little bit too far, and Argentinians were going to capitalise on it. That's the hooker Mendes, Federico Mendes, who's played so much of his rugby as a prop forward, was driving forward. Contepomi with the big hoof. But the referee had seen a knock-on, he'll bring them back.
It's been a little bit scrappy in the first couple of minutes. Both sides obviously feeling their way, and a chance here for Argentina now to take it forward.
Tight 5 weights there, and well, you can see there virtually a stone a man in that department. Ball taken away. Andrew Nicol there, who's vice-captain of Scotland today, was wanting the ball very quickly because he'd thought of taking a quick one, but in fact they're going to have a shot for goal, and this will be interesting in that Gregor Townsend is the #1 goal kicker today.
I think it's very pleasing, the first couple of scrums there from Scotland. The first one they managed to get a slight wheel, put Pichot under a bit of pressure, and the second one they've got a penalty now, which hopefully Gregor Townsend can get 3 points, and a good start for Scotland.
Gregor Townsend, who's kicked 26 goals for Scotland in that total of 141 points. His 60th international today, only the 5th player to reach that milestone in the Scottish ranks. Lovely view there from our cameraman, isn't it? Townsend then. Is it pushed? Indeed it is, and the chance is gone. Touchdown for the dropout. Always so encouraging if you get your first kick over. It kind of leads the way, as it were. Conte Pommy with the big restart. And there's a nice bit of work there by John Petrie, who gave the pass and then looped his man. Nicol waits. Townsend. Wesley trying to feed out. A little bit uncomfortable, that one, and Cameron Murray just couldn't cope with that one on the floor.
I think a key thing in today's game is the speed of ball, that the Scotland pack can actually recycle it, and they did actually get the ball out there, a little bit scrappy. Unfortunately, a slightly forced pass, which unfortunately was dropped a little bit on the knees, unfortunately.
You be careful. Now,
so that's Scotland's 10 metres line.
Wait.
Joe Yucci, the referee, has done 2 internationals, Canada versus England and Italy versus Romania last season. So this is a big day for him as well.
No more here, engage.
Argentines are renowned for their scrummaging, and very cleverly held in there by Longo. Conte Pommy with the Gary Owen. Derek Lee with his first touch of it. This is 10 metres outside Scotland's 22, but they'll come back for the knock-on.
Well, the Argentinians here obviously putting pressure on the late replacement Derek Lee, who's come in after a little bit of an absence at fullback for Glenn Metcalfe, and possibly not settling down quite as quickly as he'd like.
There's Derek Lee's last international, South Africa, 98. So coming in cold in a sense, but this is Pichot. There you could see the beautiful bit of work to Camardon. Camardon, the right wing, has it once again. Now they're feeding along the line. Conte Pommy trying to drive within 10 metres of Scotland's posts. Martin was in on that as well. Look at that lovely ball laid back. So the Argentinians have started this game at a hectic pace, and they've got a great attacking position here. Conte Pommy, that's the cross kick. It's an awkward hanging ball. Good bit of work by Murray in that he pulled his man over, and Scotland managed to win it. Bullock driving almost up to the 22. Great roars of encouragement here. Andrew Moore is the big fellow who played this scrum half job, and Gregor Townsend cleared. But that was an anxious time for the Scots.
I think so. It showed some good running there from Pichot that started the move. They're recycling the ball very quickly, and the crossfield kick here was beautifully taken, but some good defence to turn the ball over and clear the pressure for Scotland. Little
Diego Albanese, the tiny left winger of Argentina, was the lad who made the important catch there. And there was a dummy run by Longo.
Blue.
So the referees decided that wasn't straight. It's always a bit irritating for back row forwards when a long throw is judged to be just off squint.
I think so, but it's possibly that they seem to complicate their line out there, and Scotland will try and put pressure on them. I think Stuart Grimes and Scotty Murray will certainly try and pressure them in that area.
Good Argentine shove. There's no doubt Scotland are going to have to dig in at the scrummages. Handling. Santiago Phelan took a kind of dim view about that. He was going to referee the game as well. That's Big Alvarez, the lock forward. And now Scotland getting a bit of a respite here. They needed a good safe kick to touch, and they've got it from Townsend. So there's Gregor Townsend in his 60th test. 34, as you see, is a standoff half, and directing operations as a good standoff should do. Great jump by Petrie at the back there. Nicol took it. Townsend still to drive on the inside. That crash ball hasn't so far worked for Scotland, but you just have to keep trying. And again,
No, you can't say.
the Argentinians penalised. They're
No, you can't
handling on the floor.
It's good off the top ball from the back of the line out from John Petrie, and a good hard run there from James McLaren in the centre.
That's a little fellow, Lisandro Arbizu, who captains this Argentine side. One of the neatest little players in the game, with vast experience. His 75th international today. And, well, you can hear the reaction to that splendid penalty to touch.
Gregor Townsend going for the touch. I think it's slightly out of his range there.
They take at the front, and good to see Scotland trying to peel the line out, even if they were driving through the middle. Townsend, Leslie, back inside to McLaren. That's the Argentine 22. Nicol waits. Here's the switch coming the other way from Townsend. On to Bullock. Bullock runs into Alvarez. Still the Argentine 22. And that was a lovely bit of stealth there by the Argentine forwards to nick that ball. Scotland would have hoped to do something better than that. This is Reid, the big lad from South Africa. Played for the South African schools. And once again, Scotland had the ball, and the Argentine forwards have stolen it. And that's out on the full. But those are two areas, Eric, where Scotland will want to brush up a bit.
I think so. The contact situation is certainly where Argentina are strong. They've just turned over two Scottish balls to their side. They slow the ball down particularly well, but they also managed to steal it there. I think it was Rolando Martin that managed to turn the body, possibly lying slightly illegally there, but the ball comes back Argentina's side.
Beautifully taken at the back by Murray. Townsend once again. Great twisting handle from McLaren. He's gone 10-20 metres up to the 22. There's the switch coming the other way again from Townsend. Head out from Smith, missed the Bullock. Bullock to Reid. Reid, big hefty fellow, and with a lot of pace as well. Great chance here as Townsend feeds once more. Leslie fed it on. Moore took it a bit further. They're as close as that. Townsend with a marvellous pickup.
Offside!
Loud blast for offside, the referee said, and they'll come back. James McLaren there, who made the first significant thrust.
It's a good bit of enterprising play. That I think is Andrew Moore taking the ball in there, but Scotland getting 3 points. Hopefully from the kick resulting here from the infringement offside Argentina.
So there's Gregor Townsend, who's just got up and looks to be all right, ready for the kick. He'll be desperately keen to put this one over, having won this already. Gregor Townsend, though, who's done some great scoring, 141 points, 14 tries amongst that lot, and 7 drop goals.
Gregor's been kicking for his club Castra recently, and very well too. Unfortunately, he missed that first kick, perhaps slightly out of his range. I think he'd be disappointed with that, but this is a slightly easier attempt from inside the 22. We'll see how he goes.
Well, there's a great angle, and a great shot by our cameraman again. Gregor Townsend. No problems that time, and so Scotland take the lead 3 points to 0. They've played about 13 minutes of the first half, and the youngsters down below us are chuffed. Just the kind of start Scotland needed. crowd's thickened a good lot, maybe 45, 50,000 here now. John Petrie leads the charge up to the 22. Nicol burrows and managed to get his kick away despite the close attentions. Good coverage there by Pichot. Pichot there, the scrum half, playing in his 37th international match. Scored a debut try against the Wallabies in '95, and he's also captained his country 4 times. Ariel Classat. 12 metres inside Scotland's half there, and there's the catch and the drive once again. Townsend once again missing out. McLaren thumped it. Great run here by Lee, the fullback. That'll give Derek Lee encouragement in this return to the international scene for him. Moore took it on a bit further. Now Leslie is the big fella, just a little bit hesitant. It needed just another eruption there. But a good bit of work there by Ignacio Corletto, the Argentine fullback, who was in on that.
Scotland are now really starting to take it to them. James McLaren, good offload, good strength in the tackle, and Derek Lee, a nice little run, good quick retention, pick up and go, and again quick ball there from the open side Andrew Mower. Unfortunately it breaks down in midfield, so it's a scrum down Argentina ball.
Please.
Well, this certainly is an area in which the Argentine forwards are renowned. They're great scrummagers. They practiced for 40 minutes the other day, just zonk, zonk, zonk. And there you see Pichot is away again, caught by Buller. That's the halfway line. Pichot waits. Murray got out the way. Contepomi. Lee. Derek Lee with a big thump, and it's a good touch. So Derek Lee there, who got his first cap against Ireland in '98 when he replaced Rowan Shepherd. He played 8 matches in a row actually until the South African game of '98, and here he is back again.
I think if Glenn Metcalf hadn't been playing so well, he'd maybe have had a few more caps. He's a very talented runner, and he's very safe under the high ball too.
Well, the Mendes, the Argentine hooker, was very quick there, and nice friendly little touch. That's Federico Mendes, who's played so much of his rugby as a prop forward, but now is hooking for the 37th time. It's his 53rd international match. Vast experience in this Argentine side. Here they're shifting about at the line-out, and wasn't the greatest line-out delivery, because Contepomi, the standoff, had to come in and take it. But those Argentine forwards are tremendously strong. You can see how the Scots forwards too are committed to the fact they're taking them on in a physical sense. Contepomi. Pass to no one. Camardon, number 14 there, is a gifted footballer. He could have been away there. Quick throw in, but he'll have to come back. Stuart Grimes, the boy who took off.
I think that was some good play there. Scott Murray pressured the line out, and some very good defence around the fringes. Forced the Argentinians to make the mistake, and it's now scrum down Scotland.
Now, no ball. Don't move, no ball, okay? Set. Caution all, engage.
Well, he's your old shooter of France. He used to play for Colomiers with his great French side, and the cap at under 18 level. Notice his positioning. He's got a very good view of all that's happening there. Back inside to Nicol, having delivered it and got it back. Murray picks up and tries to go further, but again the ball's stolen. Now that's 3 times Scotland have lost ball. This is Contepomi. And it just shows you, there's Martin, the flank forward, caught there by Petrie. That's the hooker Mendes thumping on, almost up to halfway. You can see there's not much thing about those Argentine forwards.
They can play, they can play.
What has been good is the defence around the fringes. Some very big hits coming in from the forwards. and we see here obviously Argentina taking it forward. Conteponi, but he's big tackles coming in there. He offloads it, and another big tackle here coming in. There, Jason White sort of holding it up until Freddie Mendes loops off and obviously goes for a charge himself. But the defence is good, and that's promising signs for Scotland.
So the upshot of all that is that Argentina have this throw-in on Scotland's 22. Meant for Alvarez. There's the drive and the roll away. They practice this assiduously, the forwards. They just love to get together and drive and thump people out of the way. We're into the 22 now. Pichot waits.
It's a rack, please.
Well, it's going to be a penalty, and it's an easily kickable one for Argentina.
Yes, but it's a rack. Okay.
Andrew Nicol looks a little bit puzzled. John Petrie last man up. Scotland 3, Argentina 0. They've played almost the first quarter, 20 minutes.
The Argentinians, they're starting to get the driving play going. One of their big strengths is their driving, as well as obviously in the scrum, is their driving from lineouts, and they're really sort of forcing Scotland into the penalty there. It's very much in kicking range, and Conteponi, who kicked a fair few points down in Wales when I was watching last weekend, has an easy opportunity to open their account.
Yes, he had a full house against Wales, a try, 5 penalties, a conversion and a drop goal. Conteponi then. He was practicing his kicking the other day, and kicking a good 70% going over. Flags are raised. Conteponi scores his 131st point for Argentina. It's all square at 3 points all. They've played 21 minutes. Little bit of a drizzle earlier on, but it's eased. But the ball will be a bit slippery. And Conteponi there, the hero of the moment.
Scotland here have split the kick-off and obviously trying to put pressure on it now with Stuart Grimes going up.
A lovely high hanging restart kick for the Scots. Ball was knocked forward. Scotland's knock on, Argentina's ball. It gives you an idea of the possession. Scotland have done pretty well, but there's nothing showing on the scoreboard other than 3-3.
Please. Wait. No. Wait.
Tom Smith on this side, of course, has got quite a handful in Omar Hassan, who's 17 stone 9. Played for Wellington and in New Zealand, so he'll know all about scrummaging's art. He shot high. Lee waits. Returns it with interest. That's miles up. Nobody sure who was going to do what. Eventually it's Fernandez Lobe, the lock forward, who tidied it up. Lovely kick and beautifully caught by Murray. Murray with a little chip kick through. That was beautifully executed. And Corletta, the fullback, got in on it. But it was a delicate little chip ahead by Cameron Murray. You'll be pleased with that.
I think it's great to get the ball in hand, especially off a poor kick there from Argentina. But unfortunately, the little kick ahead wasn't able to quite get onto it. Here we see Kerry Murray, a nice little deft little kick. But not quite able to get hold of it. If it bounced up a little bit more and he'd taken it in hand, he may have threatened the try line there.
Scots on the attack again as Tom Smith feeds. Nicol, Townsend, they shout everybody. Murray is in there as well. Good tackle by Orengo and by Camardon. But the Scots as close as that. They needed just a bit quicker ball than that, and I think it was being held in illegally. And it is a penalty to the Scots, all right.
Generally, the Scots have been getting very quick ball, considering it's the Argentinians they're playing, but at times they're infringing, they're putting bodies the wrong side, obviously holding on to the ball a little bit longer than they should be. But this Cameron Murray here held up slightly in the tackle, able to get to the ground and get the ball back, but I think there's a few hands in there and perhaps bodies stopping it coming out.
So Gregor Townsend has spotted his penalty into touch, and Scotland have a tremendous attacking position here. Grimes was at the front, but he was meant for Murray at the tail.
Please, no, not straight.
Throw in not quite straight. One of the problems with a wet ball when you're trying to reach the tail of the line out, it's more error prone.
Gordon Bullock is generally a very good thrower in, and possibly the conditions not helping him there, but in areas of the pitch 5 yards out, we really need to be getting hold of those.
He shot again. Oh, that was a great bit of work, and it's a try for Townsend. Would you believe it? That came out of the blue. Gregor Townsend's 15th try for Scotland. And a bit of luck attached to it, but nonetheless, see here, Pichot was ready, and he was going to pick and kick, but he mistimed it, and Townsend just caught it and scored. Remarkable score.
It was an excellent piece of play here by Andy Nicol. He just tackles, if you see, he's not then able to hit the ball properly, and the try made by him for Gregor Townsend, but a very nice bit of handling there, tackle, as I said, from Andy Nicol, and a great opportunist score for Gregor Townsend.
It was a magnificent catch by Gregor Townsend. If you look again, it's spun towards his hand, and he gathered it in beautifully. Eight points to 0. 8 points to 3, Scotland lead. Mustn't forget Contepomi's penalty goal. Gregor Townsend then. Complete relaxation. But that's the second one he's pushed out there. You want to make that adjustment. You can see how disgusted he is. Scotland leading 8 points to 3. They've played 25 minutes.
Who we see from the other side, it was a very good take actually from Gregor Townsend, but I think Pichot will be very disappointed with himself, but it's a very Scottish trait that I've seen that done by many a Scottish scrum half in the past, and it's a good start there for Scotland. It's a shame they didn't get the conversion too.
So from the restart, and there you see the passes completed. Scotland 40, and that gives you an indication of the possession that Scotland have achieved. Kicked away Argentina, who over the years have been renowned for a very conservative approach, although they certainly can ship the ball, and there's some backs who can really play. Longo, the number 8 forward, made a great drive. He got 5-6 metres over the gain line. Pichot feeds once again. Lobby goes a bit further. There's Hassan ready to help. Now the switch, and the pass wasn't a good one. That was the full-back Corletta who was in the line on that occasion, and rather taken aback by the ball dropping so quickly in front of him. He shot once again. Contepomi back inside to the forwards. He shot. Hassan was leading the way again. The chip kicked through by Contepomi. Nicol is back there. Lee decides to take it, but he lost the ball. And Cameron Murray did well to tidy up. He's given his forwards a little bit of time to get back there. That could have been desperate if the ball had been left loose like that. But Cameron Murray certainly was the hero of the hour on that occasion. And there's a great clearance.
Some patient approach work there from Argentina, and then the little kick through in these wet conditions. A difficult ball to take, but Derek Lee took it, unfortunately loses it in the contact, and some good play by Cameron Murray to tidy it up and allow Scotland to clear the ball.
On halfway. Oh, Scotland have won an Argentine throw. Very nicely done indeed. Scott Murray again. Nicol, Townsend, Leslie. McLaren goes in to do a bit of charging of his own. Now it's Nicol once more. Townsend prodding and looking for space. Corletta, that was very tricky. Nice bit of work. This is Orengo, the centre. Lovely little play. Look at this. Pichot. Can he chip a kick ahead? Can he chip a kick ahead? That really was brilliant counter-attack by the Argentine players, and it well serves as a bit of a warning to the Scots.
I think so. They're very good at creating something out of nothing, and you see he dummies the kick here, puts the ball inside, and immediately something's on. Pichot in the support there of Arbizu, I think, and he again chips it forward, but unfortunately doesn't quite come off.
Scotland have won their line out. Townsend. That's a good clearance. Gregor Townsend settling in well. Lying sixth in the Scottish caps list. Gavin Hastings, Scott Hastings, Doddy Weir, Craig Chalmers. Fifth, in fact. Once again, Gregor Townsend directing operations. Very in cleverly, but Mendes did well to get up the touchline. And he won useful ball there. Now it's Pichot once more. Notice the forwards taking it further, how they love the contact situations, they revel in them. That was Martin. Brilliant bit of work there. Orengo going almost up to the Scottish 22. Started by Martin, the flank forward. Now it's Pichot, Contepomi. There's a spare man here. It's a great thrust there by Alvarez, the lock forward. They're within 5 or 6 metres of the Scottish line. That was Lobby who went a bit further, and it's a great chance here for Argentina. They really needed quicker ball though. Scots up so quickly, and the tackling in midfield was exceptional. McLaren in on the tackle there. That stopped the break to the post. A great applause for the Argentines. That was a splendid bit of effort from them. They put together some neat passages there. Started by Martin, the flanker.
And then Arbizu then takes it forward. They get in behind. They get a good set of phase plays, but they're let down a little bit. There was space out wide and men out wide, but they weren't able to get the ball wide. Okay, here Freddie Mendes shows good ball handling skills. They take the ball up. They're getting very close to the line here. Good quick ball delivery, but the defence is good, and they keep knocking them down. And the ball now in Scotland's favour.
And a superb tackle there by John Leslie on Rimas Alvarez, the 17-stone lock forward of Argentina. It was a vital tackle by the big lad from New Zealand. John Leslie, whose father captained New Zealand, of course, and his brother has played over 20 times for Scotland. He's the flank forward. Scots forwards quite rightly tried to take that away, but they were in trouble once again. However, round on the wrong side. That's Alvarez. You see a big lanky fella, 6'6.5".
Poor play there by Alvarez. He didn't retreat behind the ball and allows Gregor Townsend to clear the ball and clear the pressure for Scotland.
Alvarez there, who plays for Perpignan, the French club. So many of the Argentine players play for clubs in France, some in Italy, and of course some over here. Now then, Murray drifted back and then came forward again, but the referee kind of spoilt it because he couldn't throw in whilst he was explaining what was what. Alan Tate, who helps to coach Scotland in defensive arts. Good drive by the Scots. They've taken a leaf out of the Argentine book, and the crowd are responding to it. Tremendous tight drive that was, and that was actually a penalty offence driving in, but Townsend gets the kick away. Yes, it may have been for the offside, certainly driving in from the side, and you'll notice that suggestion of trying to pull down the maul as well. Yeah, it's a penalty to the Scots, just 12 metres inside their own half.
Please, you play your way, okay?
I think the Scots will be pleased with their line-out play so far. Scotty Murray particularly has been getting up and affecting the Argentinian ball, but it's good play on their own ball there. Good drive there, and forcing the Argentinians to try and pull it down. Good driving there from the Scottish forwards, good body positions, good leg drive, and in a minute they try and pull it down, and I think Freddie Mendes comes in at the side, and the penalty to Scotland, again moving further up the field.
Gregor Townsend safe. So this throw-in will be between halfway and the Argentine 22, Tom Smith there. Is leading the troops for the second time, and there you are, Scotland have won 9 from the 10 awarded, so that's a pretty good percentage. Murray again, Townsend, forwards go in, Grimes was first there, Nicol once more. Petrie was the man who was in the standoff position and delivered it, but there was just a hint there of the ball being stolen again.
Knock on blue. Knock on blue.
So the Scots had knocked on, and Argentina get the put in. But it is just a bit worrying the number of times Argentina come away with the ball, Eric.
They're very good at that first contact stage, and you've really got to get in there and secure the ball, because a hand comes in and comes to their side.
And you see that scrum's got a massive shove on it. That really was a concerted effort. And now, nicely out to Pontepomi. Almost charged down by John Leslie. There's a lovely feedback inside by Reid. The big fella showing his lovely skills, but holding on to the ball in the tackle. John Petrie last man up, although it may not have been him who was penalised, but
it was good pressure. The kick charge down. Roland Reid picks it up. A good offload from him. Unfortunately, the support not quite there for John Petrie, and a little bit scrappy ball, but the penalty to Argentina.
So Argentina get the throw in. They've called a 3-man line out. And Longo seems to be the key man. He's second from the tail, and he was indeed. He's done a lot of that for Argentina. Big fella, good spring, good help, and good positioning as well. Pichot. Pontepomi. Pichot there again. Now it's Martin, the flank forward. Pontepomi driving further. Pichot once again. Mendes was the man who fed it on.
No, please, Lou.
Just a little bit of niggle, but nothing serious.
Offside, Blue.
That the jersey holding.
Yes, penalty against you. They can't play.
I think Scotland will be a bit disappointed there to give a penalty away just before half-time. They were defending the fringes very well, and obviously they've stepped a yard or two offside, and an easy kick by Pontepomi standards.
There have been some pretty close matches between those two over the years. In '69, Argentina won 20 points to 3 in Buenos Aires, but Scotland then won 6-3, 12-11. 49-3 in '90 by Scotland was the biggest win of all. Then Argentina won 16-15, 19-17 and 31-22. So the history of tight matches. Is Pontepomi fresh from his 25 points against Wales. Rain thumping down now, making conditions very difficult, but he's pulled it in very nicely indeed, and the flags are raised, and Pontepomi pops over his second penalty goal, and it's 8 points to 6 for Scotland, and they've about 3 minutes to go to the break. Well, there you are, some Argentine fans there having the time of their lives. They know when the camera's on them as well. Certainly Argentina desperately keen to tack on a victory over Scotland to that over Wales. Townsend high. Pichot who got in there and took that, and
Offside, blue
he really
offside.
should get himself out of there altogether. Dangerous place for a little scrum half to be, but in fact it was Corletto, the fullback, who did the catch, and that was a lovely bit of work by him. Brave as well. Contepomi thumps it upfield, and so it'll be a line out to Argentina, just 5 metres inside Scotland's half. Dougie Morgan there at the front, Graham Young, the Scottish president, at the back there, and of course Gordon Dixon. There's Graham Burns, the scrum half replacement. All anxious to get on, no doubt. It's went a wee bit too far, that one. Free kick to the Pumas. Pichot didn't have to wait till his man was onside. As long as he doesn't interfere, you can go ahead with the kick. Martin, he's a vastly experienced player as well. He's 66th international today, and there you can see the type of linkage work that the forwards can produce as well. Lobby was in a net, now it's Contepomi with the high one. Scotland's 22. Derek Lee came up to deal with it, but it beat his arms, and so it's Scotland's boot in. There's Derek Lee, who comes from the Ayr area, went to school in Ayr, and this is 9th international match, brought back for the first time since '98. About a minute of actual playing time to go to half-time, and Gregor Townsend catching very well, because the ball must be a little bit slippery now. Corletto gets it going, and he followed up brilliantly. That was a great bit of work by the Argentine fullback. Cameron Murray goes back, and probably was relieved to see the ball go into touch, because well, you know, you had no idea what was behind him. And so Contepomi directing operations, and Cameron Murray there, he's in his 27th international as well, back on the right wing this time. Now there's Contepomi, the director of operations for the Argentine backs, and you can see what an experienced lad he is as well. Great catch at the tail that time by Jason White. Scotland certainly have cleared well from those kind of pressure situations. We've played 40 minutes of the first half. Scotland leading 8 points to 6. The crowd suitably anxious, and probably well aware of the fact that the Argentine side have a very good record over the seasons against Scotland. A bit of changing there by Lobby. Pichot, Contepomi. Martin went on the short burst, just short of the Scottish 22. Pichot heading there to Arbizu, the captain. Contepomi dummied and virtually went clean through. The brilliant tackle by Jason White, so important, that one. There's the drive on further by Alvarez. But that's a tackle that they'll talk about after this game's over by White, because it looked as if a try was on the cards for the Argentine. They really are putting the pressure on the Scots here. There's a switch once more. The full-back Corletta playing at stand-off half on that occasion. He's got into the 22, but the Scots rallied well to the danger point there. And, well, the cheers you hear are cheers of relief, but a great tackle by Jason White was important there.
Oh, a little on the edge here, a little dummy and go, but well got back there by Jason White, because open space until Derek Lee at the back there.
So Jason White there in his 10th international match, got his first as a 21-year-old blindside flanker in the defeat of England 1913. Grimes with a catch that time, and well protected. Nicholl, Townsend, clever and brave. He went onto his left foot. You can see the effect. Here's the Gary Owen hoisted. Very good one indeed as well, and a superb bit of following up. It really was a great bit of work there by Diego Albanese for the Argentine side, and here he is following up so quickly afterwards. He really did well. The referee's whistle goes for half-time, and as you can see there, the Scots will be glad to get off the pitch and regroup, because 8 points to 6 is just about fair, Eric.
I think so. Both sides have had their moments, but I think at the end there, Scotland will be quite pleased not to have given anything away. It could easily have gone horribly wrong with that drop ball, but I think a fair result at half-time so far.
So just the one try from Gregor Townsend. Scotland leading Argentina by 8-6 at the break. And no changes in the Scottish side, and we'll just check with the Argentine as well. Scotland, of course, trying to avoid an Argentinian fourth win in a row over them, because Argentina beat them twice in Buenos Aires in '94 and the last time here at Murrayfield in '99. Ready to start the second half. Still a kind of brief evening here, if I can call it that. It's been wet, but so far no more rain as Argentina get the second half started. And Andrew Nicol took it and handed on there to John Petrie. And Nicol waits, just to see how those scrum halves pick and kick. I mean, they've got so little space and so little time, but they do it well. And there Cameron Murray following up very quickly. And there'll be a line out just inside Scottish territory. Attendance at today's match, 45,113. Joël Jutke of France, the referee, who here and there insisting on that big wide gap down the middle. That is a gap, isn't it? Grimes was ready to interfere, and he did well. He made it very awkward indeed for the thrower.
You can see the Argentinians having to move around the line out quite a bit, trying to make it such that the Scots can't predict what they're doing, but good play there by Stuart Grimes, and the resulting scrum now for Scotland.
Nicol, hounded by his opposite number. Townsend in real trouble. Nicol was the man who got back to at least give the forwards a little bit of time and space. Tom Smith burrowing in there, but was there interference?
Don't piss the ball, it's a wreck.
It's Longo, the big number 8 forward, who gives them an extra dimension at the back of the line out. So this throw in just on halfway. Gregor Townsend already with all of Scotland's points from a penalty and a try. To go to the back to Scott Murray. Nicol took it and gave it to Townsend. Townsend half through onto McLaren. And the referee has blown. He thinks the pass was slightly forward. Yes, the referee.
Forward pass.
Yes, there's his indication. Wasn't much forward, but enough.
Forward pass.
Well, Gregor Townsend sees the gap, just gets through just enough to offload. But I think James McLaren perhaps a yard or two further forward than he needed to be, and adjudged to be forward. Unfortunately there for Scotland, a good bit of play.
Yes, and unfortunately the Argentines have seen it now. Argentine 10 metres line, good shove there, the pick up by Longo, the drive in by Phelan, and they're pulling down, and Pichot was ready to take the quick one, pulling down the maul, and Contepomi is given the job of putting the penalty into touch. There's Hassan telling the referee how to do it. Nothing like seeing prop forwards telling referees how to referee.
I think the wet conditions today make it harder to play the running game. Scotland, I think, obviously want to have a fast running game to move these Argentinians around, who are maybe bigger and stronger. I think Gregor's got to get his kicking game right also.
It's typical Argentina line out play, knock it down, roll it round the edges and hide the ball. Good drive on there again by Phelan. Santiago Phelan, who's the flank forward, one of the great tacklers in this Argentine side. And there the smuggling was splendid. There's Martin going in to try and rip it clear, but yes, he'll be annoyed that it actually went to ground. Lobby goes further. And that's the other lock forward, Alvarez. So it was Lobby to Alvarez, both the lock forwards. Here's Pichot on to Mendes. Martin, the flank forward, took it eventually.
Offside.
And it's another penalty, this time for offside. It's eminently kickable.
Captain.
And it would give Argentina the lead.
It's good play here by Argentina. They're strong in the tackle, they're standing up in the tackle, and they're offloading generally, and that's showing their upper body strength. Pichot just takes it up. Mendes again holds it up in the tackle, able to offload. That makes it much harder for size to defend, and Scotland doing well to hold them out. Unfortunately, the penalty now to Conteponi.
Conteponi, who remember scored those 25 points against Wales and has scored 134 points altogether for Argentina in his 22 internationals. This would put Argentina into the lead. Conteponi then, as he pushed it, it's just squeezed in. A little intake of breath amongst the Argentine support, but it counts. 3 penalty goals for Conteponi. It's 9 points to 8 Argentina lead. They've played 5.5 minutes of the second half. Listen to the roars of encouragement for the Scots. But the Argentinian folk are letting their presence be felt as well as the rain batters down. 10 metres outside the Argentine 22. Nicol feeds Townsend. Little switch back inside to Leslie. That's a nice ball there. Then on to Tom Smith. Tom Smith just... Was it Stewart? It's out. Nicol again. Bullock it was who took it further, and McLaren was quite rightly annoyed. Just couldn't quite latch onto that one. Pichot. Orengo. Lovely bit of work and great support work there by Alvarez, the lock forward. They've gone up almost to halfway, and they've dominated possession in this section here. Conteponi with the big one. Cameron Murray with the catch. Murray with a little check, trying to give his forwards a target. Holding on or going over on the wrong side. Taken quickly by Nicol. Townsend still. Tom Smith drives. Over halfway. Townsend.
10 please, not 10. 10.
Not 10 metres, and so Scotland will have a second bite. Now what will they do here? Go for touch at the corner. Tom Smith. They're in charge. Here's Tom Smith playing in his 31st international. He scored 4 tries in the last 7 international. How about that for a prop forward strike rate?
Tom Smith, they're asking Gregor Townsend to go for the goal, showing great confidence. It's a long kick here, and Gregor not had the greatest kicking afternoon. Let's hope he can put it over from there.
Well, there's the conditions he's going to have to kick in. The non-kicking foot, of course, is the important one. If it skids away, then the kick is ruined. Gregor Townsend then, from about 45, 46 metres. And with a slippery ball. Well, he's given it a good lick. It looks not bad. They hoisted the mark. It's an amazing kick. Gregor Townsend adds a penalty goal to his previous penalty and try. Scotland leading 11 points to 9. They've played 8 minutes of the second half. That was some kick. They'll be chortling down at Netherdale and Gallo over that one.
If you see the Argentinians lifting at the line out there, just trying to catch it, just goes over the top of them. But that's something Montfront did against Glasgow the other week.
John Petrie driving forward, but lost ball in contact. And there's a very nice ball indeed. Full-back Corletta in the line. Oh, that is quite magnificent. What a riposte. Corletta, the full-back, the scorer. His 4th try for Argentina. And that really was brilliantly done. 14 points to 11 Argentina lead. The players are thrilled. 9 minutes of the second half played. This was a pip of a score.
I think Scotland here caught a little bit on the hop. Nice wide ball, and out wide with pace to burn and extra men. Just managed to hand off the tackle, and a good try there by the Narbonne fullback Corletto.
Wonderful little pass by Jose Orengo. The centre was the one that made it. This was Pichot starting it out with that long pass. This is Orengo now. Just watch it. Lovely pass in front of the man, and the dummy was bought. And the big fella charged home. He's over 6 feet and 13.5 stones. Couldn't stop him from there.
Scotland would be very disappointed with that. As a knock ball and a turnover ball to Argentina that created the opportunity, and hence the space out wide.
No problems there for Contepomi. His fourth successful kick of the afternoon. 16 points to 11. Argentina lead. 10 minutes of the second half played, and it was just like this. The long pass off his left hand opened it up, and then Orengo with that beauty. Watch the dummy. There it was, handed off his man John Leslie, and a great bit of work by the Argentine fullback Corletto, the man. Townsend, a change of tactic. The Gario, and it's miles up. Leslie is up after it. Well, you'd hear the referee. The penalty went to Argentina, but Pichot took it too quickly. They'll have to play on. Tom Smith has it. Drive on by Petrie. Nicol, Townsend. When you saw the line of Argentine forwards, there was no way through there. It's Scotland might well have done a bit more pick and drive in order to suck people in there. This scrummage right in front of the Argentine post, and 5 or 6 metres inside that 22. But of course it's Pichot's ball. Contepomi absolutely safe and sure. He's been pretty useful with the boot, that big fella, and certainly that's relieved the pressure situation for his side. 45% of the ball kicked. Hardly surprising in those kind of conditions.
It's good to see Gregor Townsend using the up and under there. I think in these conditions, the tactics dictate that you've got to use the boot. It's a very hard ball to catch with the rain pouring down as it is at the moment.
Pichot once again. Lovely feed there to Camardon. Camardon to Pichot. Just inside Argentine territory. And there's no doubt the visitors have certainly been lifted by that super try by Corletto. Scotland have a fight on their hands, as indeed they virtually almost always have had against Argentina, except for the one occasion in 90 at Murrayfield here, when Scotland won by 49 points to 3. Gavin Hastings scored a try, a penalty and 5 conversions on that occasion. Good take there by Petrie. Just lost his balance in mid-air. Townsend. Very useful clearance up to halfway. So you feel that the Scots just need a flash of brilliance from Gregor Townsend to get back into it.
I think so. It's difficult in these conditions. I think ball in hand is more likely to go wrong. I think playing in the right areas of the field, maybe slotting a few more penalties is possibly the way forward, just to edge ahead of this Argentinian side.
Just a brief stoppage this time for this injury. It's been a game that has been free of injury so far. It's been played in splendid spirit, but you can see the awful conditions, and a double injury, and so the Argentine coach will be a bit concerned, Marcelo Lofreda, and there they are. And how do you like to play rugby in those kind of conditions? It really is going to be a real test of endurance and skill and everything else. There Alvarez, the lock forward, who's a typical Argentine lock forward. They don't have much, no fat in them. They're all rangy runners. Just watch here again. This is, we think, where the injury occurred. That was big fella Alvarez who went down, and He'll not be fortunate to have escaped a really serious injury there. Fellas get up so high nowadays at the line out that it's a long way down. And there Tom Smith trying to drive through, but no way through on that occasion.
It's a little bit scrappy, the line out there, and I think with people going off their feet, there was no chance really to drive the ball and get a better position and ball on the front foot for Gregor Townsend to maybe do something more with than kick straight to touch.
Just down on the touchline, Gordon Simpson is warming up, and so it looks as if he may be called into action. Badger, as he's known, used to play for Kirkcaldy at one time, born in Takapuna in New Zealand, and of course he's a tough hombre, is Gordon Simpson. John Petrie is the injured player, and that's rotten luck for him, the number 8 forward, so that the Scots may well play Jason White as number 8 and put Gordon Simpson at flank forward, but we'll see. There it is, Gordon Simpson coming on for his 15th international match. Got his first 2 caps on the tour of Australia and Fiji in '98, and John Petrie, the unfortunate number 8 forward, going off. A great sympathetic cheer. Fingers crossed he'll be quickly recovered.
He looked like he had quite a nasty gash on just about the knee area, and we're obviously hoping that he has a speedy recovery in time for next week.
So just waiting for the stretcher bearers to clear the pitch. Mendes with the throw, knocked back by Robbie. But that's hardly the kind of ball that any scrum half wants to deal with on a night like this. Although it's difficult enough to catch the ball when it's as slippery as a bit of wet soap.
Good pressure again from Scott Murray, forcing them back, not quite stealing it, but making it scrappy ball for Argentina.
Referee Joel Jutke has certainly insisted on a very big gap down the middle. Oh, lovely bit of pinching there by Murray. Scott Murray, Townsend with the dummy, running into Phelan. But there again, the big fellas have won it for Argentina. Lobby on the drive. And the scrum half couldn't get it away. Simpson kicks on and chases. There's Simpson in on the tackle. So Gordon Simpson has made his presence felt right away and coming on as a replacement.
Yes. Good play there by Andy Nicol, making it scrappy ball. A bit of a kick and chase, but in wet conditions, kick and chase is often a very good tactic, and able to let him get up and then force him into touch.
So Gordon Simpson, who of course played for the Wellington Hurricanes at one time, played a lot of matches for them, 30 games, along with Martin Leslie.
5 metres over the halfway line.
Okay.
The other side of the halfway line.
One number.
And Robert Davies, the Welsh Dutch judge, helping the referee.
A white player, okay? My judge just said. I don't see. Sorry, I don't see. No.
And there Robert Davies had given his opinion to the referee, as Dutch judges have to do nowadays. And the referee trying to explain, but you can hear the reaction of the crowd. Gregor Townsend hoofs the penalty into touch, and Scotland will have the throw-in on the Argentine 22. Now then, this is the fellow who could open up this visiting defence. It's the Argentine 22. Mendes number 2 at the front. This is Gordon Bullock with the throw. Murray did well. Tom Smith on the pick and the drive. Now Townsend, Leslie almost through, looking for the forwards to help him. James McLaren thought that he was obstructed. Townsend still. Great run there by Fortune, and it could be a try for Derek Lee. A wonderful try by Derek Lee. Cameron Murray was the man who gave him the scoring pass. It's 16-all. 20 minutes of the second half gone, and Derek Lee adds a try to the 11 goals he's kicked for Scotland, and the crowd are just thrilled.
Some good work here by John Leslie, taking the ball up, holding up in the tackle, getting over the gain line. Quick rucking ball there, ball on the plate for Andy Nicol. Good show by Gregor, good link play and good support play by Derek Lee, who shows the strength to take a great opportunity and a great score.
Yes, it was really the way that Cameron Murray got the ball away out of the tackle that made the score. And so an important kick for Gregor Townsend to put Scotland into the lead. All his colleagues looking upfield to see how he's going to do. Townsend pulling it round, listen, doesn't count, and so it's 16-all. They're going into the last quarter, 19 minutes to go, and Scotland have brought on George Graham as a replacement, number 17.
A great bit of play here by Scotland, offloading in the tackle. It's Cameron Murray's actual pass that offloads that to Derek Lee at pace, who shows the strength and the pace to get over.
Nichol's kick charged down, he did well to recover, but that's the Scottish goal line. Ricciardo, number 1 there, ready to lend his vast bulk. Scots won it well, and it just took a little second to adjust the ball in his grasp, but Gregor Townsend got it away, and so Scotland breathe again. There we are. George Graham on for Matty Stewart on the tight head side. Great bit of intercepting there by Grimes. That's the second time he's interfered, as it were, with Argentine ball. Townsend with a huge hoof downfield. That's the return kick by Albanese. Diego Albanese. Very well taken there by Scott Murray. He really does deal so well with the high ball, Scott Murray, both at the line out and in broken play. Former basketball player, of course. Schools international at basketball.
Here's Scott Murray, goes up well, takes the ball. I think George Graham is who comes in over the top and unfortunately goes straight to deck, and the new laws dictate that you have to stay on your feet, so an easy penalty again in front of the post here for Contepomi.
Indeed, straight in front of the post as George Graham has a look there. And there's your man, Contepone. 139 points for Argentina in 22 test matches. This to put them back into the lead. Contepone, almost like a little chip kick. The flags are up, and he's done it once more. His 5th successful goal. It's 19-16 for Argentina. 23 minutes of the second half played. And that's the hero of the hour. Listen to the reaction of the crowd here. Huge support for the Scottish side. As Townsend lofts it high. And a great bit of work by Jason White there to get up on that ball, but just lost control of it. Pichot, and there's Camardon feeding back inside. And that was Grimes who managed to get it, and there's Stuart Grimes who took it and went for the Watsonian 60th International, playing for Newcastle now, of course. And just watch here.
Jason White here gets up well for the ball, unfortunately can't quite hang on to it, and Pichot dances away. And almost puts his winger away, but into touch and Scotland ball.
Murray again at the line out. Townsend feeding. McLaren driving almost up to the 22. Nicol waits. Little dummy. No way through. Good delivery though as Bullock feeds out. That was a surge by Gregor Townsend trying to go through the narrowest of gaps. And here the referee, they'll scrum it.
Here Gregor Townsend sees dummies and goes, but well covered inside by Contepomi, and unfortunately the ball spills from the resulting tackle.
Longo, the number 8 forward for Argentina, surveys the situation as Argentina bring on Roberto Grau for Mauricio Reggiaro. Grau, again a greatly experienced player, his 34th international and a renowned scrummager, as you would expect. Contepomi, a little bit of a slice on that one, but safe enough. You see, he wasn't happy about it. You see too, the rain still thumping down. The conditions are really desperately difficult now. I reckon they've about 15 minutes of the match remaining. It's 19-16 for Argentina. Argentina going for the double against Wales and Scotland. And here's this big fellow, Lobby, comes off. And so we've got Lucas Ostilia. We think he'll be coming on for Phelan now. That's surprising. Phelan has a wonderful reputation as the big tackler in this side. He has the best tackle count of all. There he is going off. Santiago Phelan, and we've got Ostilia on. Great bit of work there by Martin. Feeding it out beautifully, and well, Pichot is a star, and so is that big fella at fullback.
The conditions are very wet, but I think John Leslie will be a bit disappointed knocking the ball on in the tackle there. Just the basics. Scotland have to retain the ball to keep the pressure on the Argentinians here. Feeding his own scrimmage. Would you believe the referees penalised him for it? They do it all the time. Now then, taken quickly to Tom Smith. That's Grimes. Worrisome tackle there, but Nicol. And so that was your big man Andrew Moore, the flank forward, taking it. Townsend once more. Leslie almost through, looking for the link, but it just wasn't to him. Smith feeds out, little chip kick, Townsend, but it's a bit too far. Yes, Albanese was back there. He is such a sharp little player, Diego Albanese. Plays for Gloucester, and he's on his 11th Puma tour. And there's some anxious faces. Secretary of the Scottish Rugby Union, Bill Hogg, up there. I'm wondering whether Gregor quite made the right call there. He seemed to have extra men on the outside there, chose the kick for Roland Reid to chase, but perhaps keeping the ball in hand might have been a better option there.
13 minutes left. Argentina 19, Scotland 16. Gonzalo Longo is the injured player, as I say. There's
Stuart Grimes takes a big hit there. Upended Stuart Grimes, but still retained the ball, unable to attack down the other side.
So a lot of okays from the referee Joel Juche, but they're all ready to get started again. Time drifting on. I'll make it about 12 minutes plus injury time left, and so 3 points between them. Nicol waits. He loves to run. Gordon Simpson loves the contact side of things. Now it's Leslie with a little change of angle. Maybe he could have fed that out to the wide side, because there was certainly support there. Townsend. Nicely fed inside, and Albanese. And so Scotland got a little lesson there. Was it the New Zealand coach who said kick to land, not to hand? And Scotland wasted a good opportunity there, and Albanese punished them.
I think Scotland will be looking for Gordon Simpson to have a big impact like he did last week against Tonga when he came on.
Long one at the back, but As I say, Argentina have a big fellow back there, Longo, who's being lifted and is a line-out expert. Knocked forward, that's halfway. George Graham on this side of the front row for Scotland, on the tight head side. And he's another impact player, so you want to get the ball in his hands in open play, but you can see the grinding scrummaging of the Argentine forwards. Now then, Townsend missed out Leslie, pass went back. McLaren had real difficulty there. He did well really to gather it in. Nicol once again, Simpson just half checked, no momentum really there. Now it's Nicol once again, Townsend, chip kick through. Corletta, the fullback, was in on that as well, and Orengo. And once again the Argentine forwards have won a very important ball. This is Lee. Lee likes to run, but he's gone for the big kick into the 22. Back there goes Albanese now. He's a tricky little fella as well. Look at that. Very good covering tackle by Grimes. 10 metres outside the Argentine 22. Beautifully back, and no problems about that kick. Tremendous effort. You can see who it was, Camerdon, who actually got his first cap as a teenager as a scrum half. That was against England away back in 90.
We can see here in the line-out battle, Scotland winning 23 line-outs to Argentina's 9, and see 7 of the Argentinian throw. Both Scott Murray and Stuart Grimes have really been pilfering their ball, which limits their ability to control the game.
Murray once again, Nicol, Townsend. Again taking it in, but Andrew Nicol there sort of telling the referee that it's being held in illegally. Scotland really wanted a quick ball there, and Argentina made sure they didn't. 19 points to 16, Argentina lead. They've got about 9 minutes left, plus a bit of injury time.
Stay here, please.
Pichot has been put under quite a lot of pressure this game by Andy Nicol, who's really trying to make his presence felt. But a ball
strike
against
the head, that has to count out, and it's Pichot. Lovely effort by him. Great tackle by Jason White on Pichot, but the Argentines in full flow here. It's Pichot who waits once again. Tricky little kick. Cameron Murray is back there. Albanese decided not to take him before he had the ball, and that's the Scottish goal line, so it's all pressure on Scotland. 3 points adrift, and they've only got about 8 minutes left.
Here we see the striker against the head. Pichot runs wide, dummies inside Andy Nicol, and offloads off the ground to the ever-present Martin. Ball taken on here, and a clever kick ahead. Just getting the good field position by chasing back and tackling Cameron Murray, who unfortunately the ball goes into touch from the resulting tackle.
Contepomi's neat little grubber kick that caused all the trouble for Scotland. And here we are with the throw-in to Mendes. They've won it well. All kinds of options open to them here, provided they can keep control. There's the drive going in. Pichot feeds out. Contepomi with the big kick across field. It could be. Well, it isn't. Lee was in on the tackle, and Camerdon was the winger who felt that he was played before he had the ball. Let's watch this.
The ball comes across, doesn't actually take it, but Derek Lee not taking any chances and knocking him down anyway.
Just an accidental collision really, but Argentina with a great opportunity here, even though it's Scotland's throw. You see that dodgy ball, loud blast. Scotland penalty, and away they go. Tom Smith onto Leslie, lovely, Townsend. And there's a great chance here as Lee comes running out. Cameron Murray with a big hoof upfield. Cornetto is back there. He returns with a Gary Owen. Scott Murray waits. White went down in it to tidy it for Scotland. That's Scotland's 22. Murray feeds. Townsend. Another big hoof and Scotland will get the throw in because Contepomi couldn't quite control it. Terribly difficult to control that ball now because it's so wet and slippery. You see Gordon Bullock using the towel there to and wanting a little bit extra as well. Now then, Townsend once more, but great tackling there. The very good tackle indeed there by Ostilia, the replacement who came on. The Argentina's put into the scrimmage. And, I think we've only had one strike against the head, and it looked more like a ricochet than that. So it's a real surprise nowadays if the other team win the ball at the scrimmage.
It's a very good tackle there, and Andy held up in the tackle on his back, not able to get the ball to deck.
Yes, Scotland have lost the one scrimmage, the one that was taken from them. Martin drives over the ball. Pichot. Contepomi, that's a huge hook. What depends on the bounce, and it's a very good one for Argentina. That is a superb kick. I reckon they've only about 4 minutes of the match to go plus injury time. It's still Argentina 19, Scotland 16. And Argentina repeat their victory of their last visit here in '99 when they won 31-22. And there Lobby is doing a bit of ordering about. Yes, Grimes couldn't hold that one because I think he was nudged as he went for it. Stuart Grimes, you can see that he had it covered, but I have a feeling he maybe got a little bit of an elbow. In any event, you can see how close they are, and it's Pichot to put in. Scottish loose forwards will be very, very much on the alert here, because they've got to be careful. There's Pichot getting it back inside. Longo almost got there, and Simpson cleared away upfield with a big, big hoof. That was a tremendous effort by the flank forward. Hasn't found his touch. Contepomi is back there. He returns it with interest. Is anybody going to take it? Scotland's 22 still. Pichot. Some tremendous work here, taken on further. The lock forwards were in on that. Lobby taking it. That's the goal line. Time drifting away from the Scots. They're miles away, and somebody interfering illegally. And there you are, it's a penalty, and it's a pretty simple kick, even in those conditions. Jason White, the last man up there.
The Argentinians at the moment playing in the right areas of the field. They're playing very much deep inside Scotland's territory. Any penalties are very much kickable from here, and Contepomi looks as if he's going to take it. But good chasing up by the Argentinians. I think it was a body in the way at the next ruck, but good support play here, keeping the ball. I think Martin takes the ball on again. Ball comes back, takes the ball up again, and this time a body on the floor adjudged to be impeding the Argentinians.
Well, the man of the moment is Contepomi, who's already kicked 5 goals, and this one could give Argentina a 6 points lead. He's got pretty good temperament, this fellow. He had such a great game against Wales from the scoring point of view, and there you are, 46 goals. Contepomi then. Looks pretty useful. The flags are raised once more, and that gives Scotland quite a little mountain to climb. It's 22 points to 16. They've only about a couple of minutes plus injury time left.
It'll take a try and a conversion. And the Argentine support, not surprisingly, are thrilled. Contepomi with 17 points in this match. Gregor Townsend gets it started. And Argentina knew all they had to do there was to make the catch, because they're so strong in upper body, and you see they've controlled that ball. They've stolen a bit of ball from Scotland, and their control there was perfect. All the time in the world to get a good big kick away. I reckon they've played almost the 80 minutes, so we're virtually into injury time. 22-16, Argentina leads Scotland. And there the pass is completed. You see Scotland have had a lot of ball. Now then, a great effort by Grind. Townsend, this is out everybody. McLaren takes it a bit further to the 10 metres line. It's control of the ball here and the delivery that's so important. Tom Smith feeds out. Townsend, the Gary Owen. Loud blast. And it's going to be a penalty to Argentine, I think, because was it because Gordon Simpson played a man early? We'll see.
I think.
Just watch this.
Yes, I agree. I think you play the ball. Yeah, I did. But you touch the player, okay? Okay. No.
I think Gordon Simpson actually hit the man in the air there, and we'll just see that now. And Simpson chasing up, but I think it was a judge maybe to have been a little bit too physical on the man in the air.
So anxious moments here for both sides, as I reckon that they're into injury time now. My watch, they've played a minute of injury time. It's 22-16 for Argentina, and you get the feeling that the Scots will need to score from this move, and it's Mendes' throw. Good effort by Lobe there to try and deflect it, and he certainly has given Argentina the ball. They'll be quite happy to take their time. Contepomi with the high one. Good effort by Lee. Nicol, great chance here. McLaren with the chip kick. Lovely return there, was it? Yes, by Contepomi. He did well on that occasion. Nicely fed out to Townsend. Townsend runs into Ostilia. Deep inside Scottish territory still. Leslie the feed on. Lee couldn't quite hold it. And Argentina have one vital ball. If they put this away, it could be the end of the match. It's an awkward ball. Down there went Roland Reid, who did the clearing up work there for the Scots. Great work by Gordon Bullock, injecting pace, so important. Now a chance here as Townsend goes. McLaren just slipped as he tried to get it. McLaren once again. Scott Murray in the charge. Pichot with a super tackle on that occasion. Scotland's 22. Load again, held on, and it'll be a penalty to Argentina.
No.
And this could well be the clincher. Referee looks at his watch. It will tell him that they've played about 43 minutes almost in this second half.
Captain.
And the ground has gone very quiet indeed, because everybody knows that Contepomi can put it out of Scotland's range now. He's done so well with what, 5 penalty goals and a conversion? 6 from 6. 47 goals in his 22 tests for Argentina. This one would surely be the clincher. Contepomi then, some ill-mannered shouting. Oh, he struck it beautifully. That's temperament for you, and skill. A superb kick, no doubt about that. He's had another good day. 25-16, Argentina lead Scotland. I reckon they've played 4 minutes of injury time at the end of the match, and that surely secures it for Argentina. Townsend high, White went up there, got hands to it, but Mendes got the ricochet. And once again, that very tight driving position that the Argentine forwards get into. Pichot back. And you can see there too the Bristol understanding between Pichot and Contepomi. But here, however, is Lee going. And that loss was vital. Arbizu, the Argentine captain, went down on that one. And Pichot, the little chip kick, beautifully done. Nicol caught and thrown down. George Graham drives in. Tom Smith has a look. Townsend. James McLaren couldn't hold that ball. Of course, it's so slippery now. They've played almost 5 minutes of injury time at the end of the match. 25-16, Argentina lead.
Scotland here are obviously chasing the game, obviously in these wet conditions, maybe forcing a pass too much.
New Scottish front row with Tom Smith on the far side, and of course George Graham on this tight head side. But it would really be a miracle now, wouldn't it, Eric, for Scotland to pull this out?
I think obviously they would have to score twice. I doubt we have time for that, but the Argentinians have been very wise here. They've been playing the ball very much in Scotland's half. Their ability at the contact situation to get turnovers and force the Scottish mistakes. Considering the struggle they've maybe had on their own ball in the line-out, they've really sort of used their loose play very effectively.
That was Hassan, the Argentine tight head prop forward, who is recovered. This scrummage 15 metres outside Scotland's 22. Pichot. Neat put in, and oh, what a good solid drive. You see the knees straightened there, longer with the pickup. Pichot has a good look. Make sure he gets it right off his left hand, a beauty. Contepomi, it's not the best one he's ever done, but it's good enough at this stage of the game. And so Argentina once again in charge. Pichot out. Good chance there as Mendes goes feeding back inside. As Alvarez was up in it as well, he has done well, that big lock forward. He's been in a lot of the handling action as well. Scotland's 22. Ball blocked off beautifully. Little chip kick through, and well, it would have been a great moment indeed for Albanese if he could have got that. There's a chance for the Scots as Townsend feeds out. Leslie going. Leslie out to Reid, but the pass was up on his shoulder. It needed to be in front of him. Just knocked forward, and they'll come back. The referee's whistle goes for the end of the match, and Argentina have beaten Scotland by 25 points to 16.
Well, boos for the Scottish side there, but as the caption says, 25-16, the second successive victory for the Argentinians at Murrayfield, and Jonathan, they deserved it.
Yes, very difficult side to play against, huge pack, and they dominated. I think, you know, Contepomi and Pichot in the second half played a lot better. He picked the pace of the game up, but it's a very simple game plan. They just dominate, you know, the set pieces, very strong ball in hand, and they, you know, go for field position. So, and that's a great result considering how shockingly poor their line-out was. And Contepomi, you know, I said he was a, you know, good kicker out the hand. I think he's kicking a bag of sand around for most of the game, but he still had 20 points. So they get into good field position. They you know, force a penalty, and the standoff kicks it, whether it's Contepomi or Quesada, and it's very difficult. They defend well, very physical, and you know, to be honest, Scotland, you know, didn't offer anything. They'd one try in the second half, but they didn't have any width, and you know, it was easy to defend against.
We'll see Derek Lee's try in just a second, but one try for the Argentinians, just one Corletto.
Yeah, lovely try. They get it away. I watched McLaren just reads the wrong play there. He comes in, and from there on, Carlota just takes it on, and he just got too much pace for John Leslie. So McLaren just, misreads the pass. It's a good pass by Pichot, and he gets over in the corner.
I never understand why the Argentinians don't run the ball more, actually, because they've got some very handy three-quarters, haven't they?
Yeah, Albanese's a terrific winger. Colletto, the full-back's got a lot of pace. And but, their strength is the forward play. And the half-backs usually. But Pichot, was great in the second half. But they didn't have to spread it a lot today. They just pressurised Scotland into making mistakes. And they had total confidence in the defence.
Scotland had one genuine try-scoring opportunity, which they took.
Yeah. The line was very strong for them today. And they just recycle it. I think Leslie takes it in first, and all of a sudden he goes in, and it's just the ball outside of the tackle. Gregor Towner just takes the ball, gets the pass away, and again there's another slip pass, and he's over. So and that was good running by Derek Lee. But apart from that try, they didn't offer much. And
I assume the All Blacks have been watching this in their hotel, wherever they happen to be at the moment. What will they be thinking?
Well, they'll have a lot of respect for Scotland, but they won't worry too much on that performance. But they know now Scotland will come back, and it'll be a lot tougher next week. But it'll be a big ask for Scotland to turn over the All Blacks next week.